What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going? So I got a question for you. Are you in a relationship with a woman?
How many?
Do you want to be loved by a woman? Like, do you want a traditional marriage?
Well, I do think traditional marriages are extremely important to the social fabric of the United States, and the nuclear family is the backbone of society. But we have to be honest here and realize that building a nuclear family in today's day and age with the way feminism is, the family courts, etc., it's a very dangerous proposition for a majority of men, especially if you're a higher earner. So I think marriage is a religious ceremony, and if you're going to do it, try to not involve the state. Because quite frankly, you can get anything out of a marriage from just a regular relationship. So it really doesn't benefit the guy to get married.
I mean, I am in a relationship. I've been in with my girlfriend for 3 years. I love her very much. It makes me a better man. It motivates me. And I just was wondering, like, how old are you?
Yeah, I'm 50. No, I'm 36.
So I really hope by the time I'm 36 that
I'm
married with kids and that I'm in a happy life. Why have your choices led you to not have that goal?
Well, I'm a pretty controversial guy. People try to kill me all the time and they hate me and stuff like that. So it would be pretty irresponsible to have a family right now. So, yeah. And the thing is with men, right, we got to, our time clock is a lot longer than a woman's. Like, a woman is in a rush a lot of times to find a family in her prime years, in her 20s, etc. But as a guy, your value is built on other things that take time to acquire. Status, resources, income, competency, confidence, ambition. These all take time to build.
But what about joy? Like, I get a lot of joy out of treating my girlfriend as my equal and trying to understand her beliefs.
Well, you're cooked then. You treat your girl like an equal?
I love her.
You're cooked, bro. Like,
bro, you're cooked. What's happening to America? Why are we saying women deserve less, and why are people laughing at this? This is just an opportunity for people to talk down on each other, which is not beneficial to anyone.
Okay, so here's the problem, and I see where you're coming from, right? We're told the Disney fairy tales, the golden rule: treat someone else how you want to be treated, treat women nice, everything else like that. Which I agree with. I think women shouldn't work. I think the man should be the breadwinner and take care of her. But we have to be very honest here and understand that men and women are different, and we're attracted to different things. And for a woman to be attracted to you, she can't look at you as an equal. She has to look at you as a superior.
How can you say that if you're not in a relationship with a woman?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. Yeah, I'm very ugly, actually. 2 out of 10 at best. But no.
Your personality matters way more. If you treat them like you're equal, if you respect them, they will respect you back.
Okay, a man's job isn't to get in a relationship and secure commitment. That's what we give to women, okay? It's a woman's job to secure commitment. It's our job to go out there, create value, build a legacy, build a last name, and then the women are going to come from that.
Why are you putting either of us in a box? Why do you say that we have to do certain things? Why can't we just live our lives and be happy?
Because that's just not how the world works, unfortunately.
I mean, I'm in a relationship and I'm very happy.
It doesn't work that way. Women want competence. They want excellence. They don't want a guy that's equal to them.
If you're not in a relationship with
one? What was that?
How do you know what a woman wants if you're not in a relationship with one?
Well, I've been around quite a few women. I've talked to more of them than anyone else would care. Oh, is they're saying lies? Okay. I don't even know why these women are here, man. Like, is there a kitchen nearby? Like, what the hell's going on?
Because they have a brain and they have all the same parts that we have.
Still trying to figure out why these women are here not making sandwiches. Like, damn, it's fucking, get us some sustenance. You know what I mean?
That's why you will always be single and unhappy.
Put the bread out. Make some bologna. Oh, this guy's mad. Okay. Yeah. So, guys, that is what you call blue pill conditioning. What he doesn't realize is that when you treat a woman like an equal, she's going to get bored, she's going to go, and the next thing you know, she's going to be fucking Nigerians. So you don't want that. You do not want that, okay? Right? He's going to be fucking walking into the room one day and fucking Dikembe and, Ugalu are going to be in the fucking room, running train on his chick. Oh my God, I thought we were equal. I treated you so well. It's like, bruh, like, guys, because we got a lot of young men here, so let me give you guys some wisdom that your father, your uncle will probably never tell you because they don't want to be, labeled a misogynist. You can either understand women or respect them as an equal, but you can't do both. I'm going to say that again. You can either understand women, right, or treat them as an equal, but you can't do both. So if you understand them, you understand that you have a duty to lead, protect, provide, and that inherently puts you in a leadership role. And that's how women want it, guys. This is the uncomfortable reality. Equality and egalitarian within relationships is a fucking lie. It's one of the biggest lies we've been told, right? So, anyway, who's up next? I know we had some hecklers over here on the side, some of the ladies. Ladies, if you guys don't have anything you want to say? Okay, just heckle from the side. What's up?
So I just wanted to ask you, what, in your ideal world, if you were given full power, what jobs would women do? What would women do in the world? Like, how would they help America?
Sure. So if I was to become Fuhrer on day one, the first thing I would do is I would bring back slavery, okay? And let me tell you why. So there'd be an IQ test on day one. If you score below an 80, you're officially a retard and you got to go into slave labor. You have to put the fries in the bag, pick some cotton, strawberries, do all the manual labor work. Obviously, you'll have a nice work week, 5 days a week, 8 to 10 hours a day. We'll put you up in a house or whatever. But this is what we need to do. This is how we bring our manufacturing back, so we don't have to rely on the Chinese so much. We can't trust those guys. And then as far as women go, women are going to be
Chinese.
in the house making sandwiches and obviously making food. Because I think feminism was one of the biggest lies that's created a lot of problems for us, where as women have become more and more liberated, we've seen relationships and marriage rates and the nuclear family just tumble alongside it. So, and obviously I'm kidding around quite a bit about some of that, right? Being hyperbolic. But I do think that women should be focusing on finding a guy and getting married in their peak years, not being whores.
So in your ideal America, would it be a diverse America? Would we have people of all different races, or would it just be the people that you deem acceptable?
I'm big on competency, but I also think that mass immigration is a problem. So we'd obviously, that's another thing I would do, is I would significantly limit immigration. We'd have ICE out there arresting people all over the place. We wouldn't pull out like Trump did out of Minneapolis. That was extremely cowardly. Should have never done that, because all you're doing now is emboldening these progressives to fight against ICE and immigration enforcement more. So that's what I would focus on.
So when you're saying competency, how do you decide that? Is it just because IQ is a very flawed metric? That's not proven by anything.
Well, obviously, it's just a component of competency, right? Like if you're not the smartest guy, but you're a hard worker, you could probably get ahead. Or you can increase your intelligence as well, right? There's people out there that might not be like, naturally super high IQ, but they can work their way towards becoming more competent, becoming more intelligent. It's a little bit harder, but it could be done.
So when you're talking about competency, is it just competency in one aspect? What if there's a guy that's really good at jumping? There's a guy that's really good at jumping, but he's not smart in any other aspect. Is that competent enough for you, or does he deserve to be a slave?
If he's black, he'll be a slave. No, I'm just kidding. Again, in what metric are you asking, though? Like if he could jump high? I mean, he could be an athlete or something.
Let's say he's an Olympic world athlete.
Bam, there you go. That's his job. But what if you represent the country as an Olympian?
But where's the baseline? What if he's top 50? Is that
it would be based off of other people, like everything in life. It's based off
where's
of
your
competition.
Baseline? Top 50? Top 100? Whatever you deem acceptable?
It depends on what the cutoff is, what the sport is. Every sport is different. Obviously, every team is different. It completely depends on the team or the sport.
All right. So you talk a lot about slavery. Do you have a BDSM kink?
Bro, really bought into that. Huh?
Do you have a BDSM kink?
No.
Because it seems like you like being in chattel. Seems like something you would really enjoy. You would like being tied up, is what you're saying.
That's a strange thing to say. I don't know what you're imagining right now, but that's fine.
I think we're both imagining the same thing.
Yeah, that was a weird question to ask.
I think
somebody pat this guy down before he, you know what I mean?
Ooh, you would like that.
Yeah.
No, not me,
someone else.
Come over here and pat me down.
Oh, this guy's weird.
Yeah. Pussy. And okay, I don't want to take up any more time. Go Gators.
Yeah. Fantastic. Who's up next?
All right, so if you think about your fan base and the kinds of guys that would resonate with your videos, right? Like they are watching content that's hating on women. These are usually guys that are super antisocial, probably are never even forming these interpersonal relationships with women. Don't you think that by them watching your content, listening to your ideologies, they then fall further into just being a chud and an incel? Like, I don't see any reality in which a guy is watching your videos because he's like, I'm a guy, I want to talk to girls, I want to figure myself out, and then actually succeeding by listening to what you're saying. If anything, it would only further ostracize them because everyone sees them as a weirdo.
Have you watched the show before?
I've seen some of your clips.
Okay, so you've seen some clips. You might have not seen all the clips of the people that call into the show and say, hey, you helped me triple my income. Hey, you helped me become a millionaire. Hey, you helped me start a side business, whatever. And obviously,
do you think that's the majority?
That's a lot of them, dude. Yeah, a lot. Because again, remember, we have a daytime show where we talk about, how to make money, how to start a business, how to improve your credit, how to buy your first real estate property. We talk about all that stuff. So, but obviously none of that goes viral because self-improvement isn't necessarily, as entertaining or viral for clips and shorts. But we've talked about all that. And this is my philosophy. I tell guys that you need to become the best version of yourself because unfortunately women don't want normal guys anymore. So that's why I tell dudes they need to get in a certain position before they even bother with women.
No, speaking of self-improvement, have you tried bone smashing?
No, I haven't.
Are you boys with clavicular? Or like, do you adhere to his
Clav is
beliefs? Cool. Okay.
Clav is cool. Yeah.
All right. Last thing, Free Palestine. Wondering if you have any thoughts on that.
About what's going on in
The statement
Palestine?
of Free Palestine. From the river to the sea, Palestine should be free.
I agree.
Very well. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not a fan of Israel at all. Who's up next? Okay, what's up, man?
What's up, Myron? My name is Jarrell Felix. I'm a sophomore aerospace engineering student here at the University of Florida. And I actually grew up watching your content in high school.
Okay.
And at first, I did love your content. However, as I progressed through my years of development, especially as a man, I felt like you weren't painting the best picture in terms of what it means to actually be a man and what it actually means to be a good man and also what it means to be a good woman. For instance, I feel like a lot of your podcasts are, you're showcasing the bad sides of what a woman is, but you're also not showcasing what it means to actually, what a good woman actually looks like. So, and I also don't think that you give like a great representation of what it means to actually be a good man in terms of character, in terms of how you actually like show up in the world just beyond like actual work ethic. And so I think in terms of your overall goals, I think it would actually serve us best if you didn't just give us like something to run away from, but also something to actually run towards for all of the people that watch your content. And I feel like that's something that maybe you could do better. Maybe it's your platform, obviously. Maybe I'm tripping, but in my eyes, as someone who did watch your content, I don't think you complete the picture of women and men and how they actually function in society.
Okay. How did you consume it mostly when you would watch? Like what platform?
Mostly, it was the YouTube podcast. Mostly
YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Because that's a little weird because we have like a whole show called Money Monday where we teach guys how to get their credit up, make money. Yeah. We have Womanizer Wednesday where we teach guys how to vet women properly, how to, be a protector, provider, etc. We're real big on, gender norms. So I don't know if you've like watched everything or you've seen everything. Keep in mind that we do different types of shows because that just doesn't make sense with what you're saying. Because like we've absolutely covered a lot of those topics that you're mentioning or being critical of to help guys out with getting their money on point. Because I've been very realistic that, women's standards have went up thanks to feminism, right? Mm-hmm. You got to earn more money as a guy. You got to be more competent. It's more competitive now than ever before for men since women make their own money. Yeah. So we've given a solution to that. And the solution is to simply just you can't be an average guy anymore. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe you didn't see it. Maybe because most people watch the clips and, the after hours when we're doing debates. But we do a daytime show where we talk about self-improvement. So for sure. Maybe you missed that.
I probably did, but I do think like most of your content, at least what it looks like, is just showing the bad and not showing the good. And
well, keep in mind, people clip my stuff all the time, and that's not me. They just clip it because it's viral, and they always clip the drama. They don't clip the other stuff.
Yeah, I've also like sat through your podcast and everything, but I do think instead of like targeting like women deserve less, I think you should push even more how men should do more, because most of the things that are happening in society are like this is a man-run society. Us as men, as leaders, we dictate how a lot of these things actually go down. And so I feel like it's like the downfall of Adam and Eve, right? It's
So here's the problem.
Yeah.
What you're saying is what we always tell men, right? Yeah. So we put like no burner performance on the female side. Mm-hmm. So if I sit here and I'm like, yeah, guys, you got to do better. I say that all the time on my show anyway. Yeah. But what's a bit more polarizing and gets people's attention to actually understand the problem is, hey, you guys need to stop being simps. Yeah. Because the problem is that a lot of guys chronically undervalue themselves while women chronically overvalue themselves. Yeah. You talk to any girl, what do you rate yourself 1 out of 10? She's going to say like an 11. Mm-hmm. So a lot of women have an extremely narcissistic and solipsistic mindset thanks to social media, the progression of the internet, etc. So I'm reframing it so guys understand, look, when you deal with women, you need to date from a defensive perspective and you have to come in and make her earn things. Because what most guys do is kind of what you're saying. Like, just rise up and be a gentleman and treat her really well. And it's not 1956, it's 2026.
Well,
and women have changed a lot. So guys need to deal with the new normal.
Yeah, I'm not saying like be a simp, but I'm saying be a leader. And being a simp and being a leader as a man are completely different things. And I feel like when you put
being a leader is also making a woman pass your compliance tests and not giving her everything up front.
Yeah.
So, because that's the issue is like we don't really teach young guys how to properly vet women to not, because a lot of guys give everything up immediately. Like they start courting her immediately. They start treating her like a princess immediately. And I'm saying you don't do that because getting pointed to being a nice guy never gets you ahead.
Yeah, but like in terms, like on your sign right there, it says women deserve less.
Yes.
Why not have your campaign be like men should do more in terms of...
Because we tell young men that every single day. So here's the difference. Men, every time they wake up, when they interact with the world world reflects back where they stand. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if you're a loser,
Yeah.
right, you're fat, whatever,
Yeah.
your experiences represent that. No one respects you. Girls don't want to talk to you. People look at you weird. You don't get social interactions. You don't get opportunities. So men have to deal with the reality of their inadequacies.
Yeah.
Women don't. You could be a fat ass bitch, look like crap, have no future, smoke weed every day, but be on a boat with future. Like that's the difference. So I'm trying to teach guys that you need to make women comply to you, and you have to make them earn you. The problem is that we're so willing to simp for girls that quite frankly don't deserve it, and that's a very backwards approach, and it simply doesn't work. Being a nice guy has never worked.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you for your time, man.
No worries.
Have a good one.
No problem. Who's up next? Any feminists or anybody else? What's up?
Yo.
Yo.
All right, I haven't seen much of your content before, so I've kind of had to have my crowd fill me in a little bit on what you're talking about and what I've heard thus far. And it seems like you think it's very difficult a lot of times to date women, right? Like there's a whole...
To do what? To date?
Date, fuck, whatever you're trying to do, right? Like
Yeah.
You have your Womanizer Wednesday podcast. And you're saying how, if I'm understanding you correctly, men need to stop putting so much effort into trying to attract women and simping after them.
Well, it's about making her earn her keep.
Right.
And I don't think enough guys put women through their paces to do that, and that's very counterproductive.
So generally, you're just trying to advocate not.
I'm sorry?
Putting yourself through as much effort, right? Talk closer to it. Okay.
You're kind of mumbling, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
What was
you're
that?
good, bro. But you're trying to advocate just being more of yourself, I guess, and focusing on yourself and letting women come to you, right?
Well, even being yourself might not necessarily work, right? Because some guys, if they just be themselves, that's like very generic advice. Like, maybe you're boring, maybe you're a bit too analytical, you're autistic or whatever. I think men should obviously be as successful as they can be and also learn, good communication skills, learn how to be, use sarcasm intelligently, make jokes, be charismatic, be able to command a room, be able to speak in the active voice versus the passive voice. These are all skill sets that guys need to learn to really, and it doesn't just help you with women. It helps you like in the boardroom. It helps you in your work. It makes you more likable.
And you think guys in general are better at training those things rather than women who don't always have to?
They're better at what?
Training those aspects, right? Becoming better at communication.
Well, the thing is that men have to figure this out, and if they don't, they're gonna, there's gonna be consequences, reproductive consequences.
Reproductive consequences. So ultimately, if you think that guys have to be so much better at this and they tend to put a lot more like proper effort into their relationships with other men, why would you not just date a femboy, bro?
Can you
like
speak
we've
up, man?
seen the
You're
grinder
mumbling
pics,
quite a bit. Can we turn up?
We've
this thing?
seen the grinder pics, bro. There's the fucking leaks, bro.
You see what?
Literally, I was about to go on like the conversation a second ago, and some guy literally pulled out his phone. He's like, "Oh shit, here's your fucking here's his fucking grinder profile." I'm like, "Are you serious?"
Grinder?
Bro, you act like you don't know what it is. Literally crashed the RNC. There's pics of you cuddled up with another guy, bro. Like if you just admit it, bro. I say it's pretty great, bro.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, actually, we're here at a big sports school. So I went to Northeastern. I was a Division I athlete. That photo was taken when I was on a training trip. Actually, funny enough, here in Florida, and obviously it's cold in Boston. So we had a training trip, and I was never a morning person. So what happened was before practice, they broke into my hotel room and woke me up. Right, typical shit that athletes do. And that's when that picture was taken. So they were fucking with me to wake me up for practice. That's where that picture was taken.
You didn't even try sticking it in or nothing?
No, I didn't.
Darn it. You should try it.
Okay. Interesting. Who's up next?
You had him on your show recently. What are your thoughts on James Fishback?
He's cool. It's cool.
That's all. I agree with everything you say. So I'm just
Yeah,
wondering
no,
what you
I
think
like
about it.
Fishback. He's cool.
Okay. Oh, that's all.
No worries. I support any politician that doesn't take AIPAC money or Jewish lobby money.